Colin. JB was talking about the end of the second half and how that carried over into the third quarter. What was your view of that stretch that kind of put you guys in a tough spot?
You mean the end of the first half?
Yeah, did I not say that right?
Yeah. At the end of the first half, we had those turnovers, and then they had that open three from Kennard over there, and that was just like, dang. We was down, I think maybe 6. That would have been perfect. It was like 60 to something, 54 or something like that. That would have been perfect going into halftime, and then just continue to chip away. But then once we gave up those 2 threes, we went to halftime 70, 50, 58. We went to halftime 70, 58, I think, or something like that. And we can't give up those times. So we got to make sure, like, towards the end of we close half a lot better. We close quarters a lot better than we did. And I know personally I have to do better with that as well, just by deciding when to win the shoot or when to pass, or just pretty much win the fouls. So, like, if they're in the bonus, I got to make sure I keep them off the free throw line. So different stuff like that I have to do better at.
And this is the 6th opponent in the last 7 games to hit the 120 mark. The only team that failed to do that was Phoenix with 119. Do you feel like your defensive issues are fixable?
Yeah, I feel like they're fixable. We gave up some open threes tonight, some wide open ones, and we let guys just beat us off the dribble. When it's like that, it's tough. It's going to be a tough game, just because if your man's getting downhill and then he's making everyone else rotate, then it's kind of hard to play like that. So we just pretty much have to lock in one-on-one and just take pride in locking your defender up. And that's how we're going to continue to grow. Because if we lock your man up one-on-one, then they don't have to help. So that's how we got to figure it out.
Angel, you got anything?
Yeah, sure. I'll add one. Angel Gray, Fox Sports Ohio. Just kind of building off of what Chris was asking. Defensively, it's more too of a heart, grit, and also communication game. Are you guys having discussions about how each person can be better and fulfilling even that to get back to the foundation that you guys established at the beginning of the season?
Yeah, we've been talking about it, and we know what we got to do. We just got to go out there and do it. At the end of the day, like, we can't continue to talk about it. We can't continue to say, yeah, tonight we're going to turn it on. Like, it doesn't work like that. We got to make sure we're just going out there and just playing hard and playing for one another. And we got to take pride. We got to take pride in defense. We can't allow teams to score 120, 130. That's not going to win us no games at the end of the day. No matter how good we are offensively, if we give up 130 points, that means we got to be that much better. And we don't want to just continue to play like that. We got to make sure we're getting stops, make sure we're locking into the game plan, and just continue to grow.
Kelsey.
Kelsey Russo, The Athletic. Collin, as you know, you guys almost wrap up this road trip, but these losses have started to have piled up. How do you make sure, even in like frustration and even moments of frustration, that you don't let this like break you guys, that you can make it through this and figure out how to fix the defense?
Just pretty much just staying positive. Like, after the game, everyone is on their phone, and we're watching film. Like, right after the game was over, like, Pete came to our locker room, and he was just like, yo, right here, like, you got to get into the ball. Like, right here, you got to make sure you look for this, look for that. And we're all just pretty much having those discussions, like, right after the game. Like, I'll tell Isaac, right here, you got to get into the ball a little bit more and make him use the screen. Don't let him recheck. Just different stuff like that. Darius told me, like, he's like, I need you in transition just to help me stop the ball, just so that we can contain it. Like, different stuff like that. Everyone's like right locked in on their phone, and the only way we're gonna get out of this is together and continue to build off of that and continue to trust one another, because that's the only time we can.
And then you mentioned, you guys just have to go out there and do it. What do you think is missing from that end? Is it something at the beginning of the game, or is it like as the flow of the game goes? Or I guess, what do you think is missing from that perspective?
I would probably say just the flow. Like, we got to make sure we're taking the right shots. We make sure we're doing the right things as a team and as a group, just so that we don't have to go play on defense and have empty possessions. Like, we got to make sure we have shot Just we got to make sure we don't turn the ball over. Just different stuff like that. That's going to help us on the defensive end. So it's the flow, as well as just us playing together and us playing hard. Like we got to be tougher. And tonight it's just a tougher team.
Thanks.
Angel.
Just building kind of off of that, Collin, Coach Biggerstaff said the same thing. He said he doesn't question you guys want and will to do something and just the togetherness that you guys have. But do you think at times you guys want it so bad that it can almost be at the detriment of just like trying to press too hard? And how do you simplify that?
Like you said, towards the end, just making the game simple. At the end of the day, just making the game simple, whether it's on offense, whether it's on defense, and just doing the simple things, the little things that's going to help us. Getting back on defense, being at the nail, making sure you're helping, like the little things, making sure you box out, making sure you hit the one more, make sure you cut. Like those are the simple things that's going to help us in the long run that we have to continue to get back to, like we was doing at the beginning of the season. Like we have to get back there. And I feel like we strayed away from that. So now we know what we have to do. But we got to do it for 48 minutes. We can't do it one quarter, 2 quarters at most. The game will be over.
Last one, Fedor.
Collin, does it ever go through your mind throughout the course of a game just how small your margin for error is as a team?
Not really, just because that's basketball. At the end of the day, the game is about runs, and we got to make sure we stop them from running and we put our own runs together. So margin of error is going to happen. Like if you play through the game and you play enough, you're going to make mistakes. At the end of the day, if you're good to the game will be good to you. So mistakes are bound to happen. Turnovers are bound to happen. Miscoverages are bound to happen. But as long as you continue to limit those, you have to make sure you limit those and not have so many mental lapses on defense. So that's it.